Hey everyone, welcome to my installation day. I'm on my way to St. Brendan the Navigator Church in Cumming, Georgia. I'm here at the fountain ready to install, and it is like Grand Central Station here. There are kids on spring break and they are just swarming all over the place, but there's even a petting zoo here today. It's a little bit nuts. Let me show you the animals real quick. We're all set up and ready to start. We just had a slight delay getting water to mix thinset. Here we go. Here's the first one. My installer's mixing up our thinset. Here's the second one. And here we are ready to go with the third one. There's a little bit of water in there because it rained last night, but I think we're good to go. I have this face tape on here still. Because it's so loose, I'm going to go ahead and leave it on until this part is installed, and then I'll peel it off. Look how sparkly. Oh my gosh, it's the first time it's been outside. So I'm getting the full effect of that sparkly sun on the glass.
Where are we sparkling?
I just love the wavy texture of some of this glass. Makes it really look like water. That one, this one, look at that, it's nice. The niche we're working in is a little bit undulating, and so he's putting a coat on the whole thing just to even it out a bit. You want to explain what you're doing?
Oh, I'm just putting I'm floating it. Just take some of the waviness away. Now I'm going to come into all these spaces and clean them out to make sure that there's room for the grout when I come back in a few days. That's it.
barely any cleaning to do. But I still have a bit to do on this side. So I'm still working away. It's not too exciting. It's tweezer work or pick work and just cleaning it out. So there's room for the grout. That's it. Back at the fountain. It is a few days later. I'm here by myself. It's unbelievable. There's no preschoolers, there's no teenagers, there's no farm animals. It's so quiet here. It's a beautiful day, and I will be grouting the Moses mosaic. Here we go. Started by taking the tarp off and laying it down below, and the tape that was holding the tarp in place I put on the ledge in case I have any grout that falls. I got my bucket of water, because the first thing I need to do is wipe the whole thing down and before I put the grout on. I'm using the Spectralock I by Laticrete grout that's pre-mixed in Stormy Gray, that will be my lightest, in Dusty Gray, which is my mid-tone, and then in this one, which is Raven, which will be my darkest. Again, this is a very, very dark gray, but it is not black, and I'll be putting it first on the dark parts of the water. That's it. I've just realized I've forgotten my nitrile gloves that I normally wear, so that's sort of a pain, but I do have a bucket of water so I can rinse my hands if they get grout on them. Here we go. Most of the darken over here and on the staff, and then I've come in with this portion right here and done it dark, and then kind of gone in a triangle. It's okay if it comes in and out with the light and the dark. I mean, it's going to be dark and then medium, so there's not going to be much difference. So, and I've come all the way across and come down to about right here. I wanted this rock to be dark. For the rest of the dark, I'm just going to do the red, and I'm going to do the clouds, and I might come in and do a bit of those rocks, but not a whole lot. And I'll get all that cleaned up, and then I'll come back in with the medium tones and fill in. wait on the clouds. I think I might do them in the medium color. That's where I'm headed right now. So now I'm going to go back to the other side and start buffing it. This is probably hard to see on camera, but there's a bit of dullness to it, and after I buff it, it just looks nice and shiny. Now that I'm done with the dark grout, it's time to change out my water and put the lid on this and clean my tools and just kind of start fresh with the next color. Come in with the mid-tone, which is going to be all of this except for the very tippy top and these white foam pieces. I did the birds in the dark, so they're done because I'm not getting too finicky with it. So this, most of this, rest of this will be the mid-tone. That will all be the mid-tone. Probably the rest of the water will be the mid-tone except for the edges where the foam is white. I'll go with the lightest color for that. That's it. Got all the dark and all of the medium and the whole thing. And now I just have the foamy bits to do, which I'll do in the lightest gray. It's not too much different than this one, but I may as well since I have it. So it'll just be this top part over here and this little bit right here. It's also getting quite warm out, and that means that I can only work in small sections at a time before just the heat and the breeze start to set up that grout. I just can only work in smaller areas at a time is all. So these last bits that are small are perfect. Part with the grout is adding it to the edge. I've already added it to this edge right here, and I'm using the medium gray for that most of the way around. I think that I did use a little bit of dark on the other side, but it's going to be medium at the top as well. It's hard to see under that shadowy ledge, but there's a gap that needs to be filled in there. You guys, it is 81 degrees out. I did not bring sunscreen. I've got a bit of sunburn. I'm wearing my jacket so my arms didn't get sunburned. It's been a little bit rough. And it's 3 p.m. because I didn't start till a little bit later. I had to go somewhere this morning before I started on this, so I am beat. It's 3 p.m. and it is finished. That's putting it together. Thanks for watching. See you next time.